Knowing how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide positive and negative numbers is going to be very important when we get into solving equations. So this video is just to go quickly over the rules once again and review them. So we'll start with this one. Addition rules. If the signs are the same, you're going to be adding. I don't care if the two numbers are positive or the two numbers are negative. If the signs are the same, you're going to be adding. Here's an example. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Positive 2 plus positive 4 is positive 6. And negative 2 plus negative 4 is negative 6. The signs are the same. Your answer is going to have that sign. Now, if the signs are different, you're actually going to be subtracting. Even though there's an addition sign there, you're finding the difference. And then you're going to look and say, well, did my problem have more negatives or more positives? And that's going to be the sign of your answer. Here's a couple examples. If I have 2 plus negative 5, my signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. The difference between 2 and 5 is 3. And then if I look at that, I have more negatives than positives. I have 5 negatives, only 2 positives, so my answer is going to be a negative 3. However, if I do negative 2 plus 5, again, because my signs are different, I'm going to be finding the difference. So between 5 and 2 is 3. But now I have more positives than I have negatives in this problem, so it's going to be a positive 3. I want you to look at these and ask yourself right now, am I going to be adding or subtracting, and is my answer going to be positive or negative? You don't even need to know the answer to do those. So look at the first one. Are you going to add or subtract? Well, the signs are the same, so you're going to add. And is the answer going to be positive or negative? Well, when I add, I'm going to keep the sign, so it's going to be positive. The next one, am I going to add or subtract? The signs are the same, so I'm going to add like normal. My answer is going to be what? Positive or negative? Well, when the signs are the same, I'm going to add like normal, and I'm going to keep the sign. So since they're both negative, the answer is going to be negative. The next one, are you going to add or subtract? Well, there I've got one negative, one positive. My signs are different, so I'm subtracting. And it looks like I have more negatives than positives because I have 25 negatives and only 10 positives, so my answer is going to be negative. Next one, am I going to add or subtract? The signs are the different, so I'm going to subtract. And when I look at that, I have more positives. I have 31 positives and only 20 negatives, so my answer is going to be positive. See, it's that simple. And now you just have to do the math. This is going to be a 15. This is going to be a negative 13. This one right here, I'm finding the difference, so it's going to be 15 and negative 15. And this one, finding the difference, is going to be 11, and it's going to be positive, so positive 11. When it comes to subtracting, then you all of a sudden have to learn a whole nother set of rules. And I don't like that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change every one of these back into an addition problem and just use the rules that we just practiced. Well, how do I do that? Well, it's called something called keep, change, change. And if you look at this first one, I have 3 things I'm looking at. The 5, the minus sign, and the 9. And those 3 things go with keep, change, change. So I'm going to keep my 5. I'm going to change my minus sign to an addition sign. That's my first change. And then I'm going to change the 9 that's positive right now to its opposite, negative 9. Well, look at that. Now I have an addition problem. Remember, when the signs are different, I'm going to subtract. Find the difference there. It's a 4. I have more negatives than positives, so it's going to be a negative 4. Look at the next one. Keep, change, change. Keep the negative 9, the first one, change to addition, and then change that negative 2 to its opposite, positive 2. Now I'm using the addition rules. When the signs are different, I'm going to find the difference. I'm going to subtract, and I have more negatives than positives, so that's a negative 7. Let's look at the last one. Keep the first one. Change to an addition problem. Take that 3 and change it to its opposite, a negative 3. All right, now what do? The signs are the same. I'm going to add like normal and keep the sign. Pretty simple. I have another way to change it into an addition problem that for some of you, you might think, oh, wow, I've never seen that before. I like that. And if that's true, cool. If not, then just go back and do what you just learned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a slash after the first number. And that's where my plus sign is going to be. And then I'm going to change the second number if it's a double negative into a positive. Otherwise, if it's not a double negative, I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to use addition rules. So let me make this bigger and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So we'll start with the first one. I'm going to put a slash right after the 5. And that's where I'm going to put my plus sign. So 5 plus, and then I'm going to put negative 9. Bam. The next one, I'm going to put slash after the negative 9. And that's where I'm going to put my plus sign. So negative 9 plus. And then that's a double negative. A double negative becomes a positive. Bam. Last one, slash after my first number. And I'm going to put a plus where the slash is. And then write the next number. And there I go. I've changed them all into addition problems. So if you like that one better than the other way, try it. When you multiply and divide, is that the same thing as adding and subtracting? Well, no, you know that. And so they're going to have different rules. You can't use the same rules for multiplication and division as you do for addition and subtraction. So here are the rules for this. These are super easy once you get to them, but don't mess them up with addition. Here we go. In multiplication division, if the signs are the same, I don't care what they are, but if the two numbers' signs are the same, your answer is going to be positive. For example, 2 times 5, positive 10. Negative 2 times negative 5, positive 10. When the signs are the same, the answer is positive. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. And I know I have right here, if one number is positive and one number is negative, that's the same thing as if the two signs are different, the answer is negative. So, if I have 3 times negative 4, guess what? Negative 12. If I have negative 3 times positive 4, guess what? Negative 12. All right, now go have some fun.